These are the 5 least reliable plug-in hybrid vehicles of 2026, according to Consumer Reports, and the problems their owners face go far beyond minor inconveniences. Consumer Reports found that plug-in hybrids experience about 80% more problems than traditional gas-powered vehicles, which turns what should be the best of both worlds into a reliability nightmare. Plug-in hybrids promise something compelling: usable electric driving range for daily commutes backed by a gas-powered engine that activates once the battery runs out. No range anxiety, lower emissions for short trips, and the flexibility of traditional refueling on long journeys all sound perfect on paper. What owners of these 5 vehicles got instead was a parade of dealer visits, extended downtime, and frustration with complex hybrid systems that fail in multiple ways at once. The Ford Escape plug-in hybrid ranks as the least reliable compact SUV, and owners reported serious issues with the battery itself requiring complete replacement in some cases. Battery cooling systems malfunctioned, EV charging left drivers unable to power their cars properly, and the problems extended beyond hybrid components to electrical accessories, steering and suspension, and climate systems. Combining traditional vehicle problems with hybrid system failures created what you might call a perfect storm of unreliability. What makes the Escape situation particularly frustrating is the nature of battery replacement. When a plug-in hybrid battery fails completely, you're not looking at a simple fix that takes an afternoon. These battery packs cost thousands of dollars, and depending on warranty coverage, owners face either lengthy wait times for warranty approval or massive out-of-pocket expenses. The battery cooling system failures compound the problem because inadequate cooling can damage the battery over time, turning what might have been a simple cooling system repair into a full battery replacement. Escape owners found themselves stuck in a cycle where one system's failure cascaded into another, more expensive failure. Jeep managed to place 2 vehicles at the bottom of mid-size SUV rankings, which is quite an accomplishment in the worst possible way. The Wrangler 4xe and Grand Cherokee 4xe both suffer from hybrid system issues, and Grand Cherokee owners reported vehicles stalling due to battery and electric motor problems. One owner described their Grand Cherokee as bricked for nearly 6 months while waiting for repairs, and another made 8 trips to the dealer for various hybrid-related issues. These aren't quick fixes for minor glitches. These are fundamental failures that leave expensive SUVs sitting useless in driveways or dealer lots for months on end. The term bricked perfectly captures what happens when these complex systems fail completely. The vehicle becomes as useful as a brick, unable to start, unable to charge, unable to move under its own power. For the Grand Cherokee owner who waited 6 months, that's half a year of car payments on a vehicle they couldn't drive, half a year of arranging alternative transportation, and half a year of frustration dealing with dealership service departments that often seemed as confused about the problems as the owners were. The owner who made 8 dealer visits represents another common pattern: intermittent problems that technicians can't replicate, repairs that don't stick, and the growing realization that the vehicle's fundamental systems have issues that might never get fully resolved. The Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid stands out even in this company. Owners reported problems with the battery, electric motor, major and minor transmission components, drive system, fuel system, engine, electrical system, climate system, steering and suspension, brakes, electrical accessories, body hardware, in-car electronics and noises, leaks, paint, and trim issues, which is essentially every system a vehicle has. One CX-90 owner described a hybrid malfunction that caused the car to seize completely, and their vehicle wouldn't start, go into gear, or charge. The transmission stuck in park so severely that a flatbed tow truck couldn't even move it, and that owner's CX-90 sat at the dealership for 4 months while technicians tried to figure out what went wrong. When a plug-in hybrid fails this way, it doesn't just lose one power source. The complexity of dual systems creates cascading failures that immobilize everything. The CX-90's comprehensive list of problems suggests deeper issues with how Mazda integrated the plug-in hybrid technology into this vehicle. When you see problems spanning from the powertrain to the paint, from the brakes to the body hardware, it indicates that rushing a complex vehicle to market without adequate testing and development. Mazda built a strong reputation for reliability with their traditional gasoline vehicles. But the CX-90 plug-in hybrid shows what happens when a manufacturer tackles advanced hybrid technology without fully working out the bugs. The owner, whose transmission locked in park, faced a particularly nightmarish scenario because modern vehicles with electronic shifters and hybrid systems can't be shifted manually when electronics fail. Older cars had mechanical linkages you could manipulate in emergencies, but these complex hybrids become completely immobile when their computer systems fail. Luxury pricing offers no protection from these issues. The Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid reported problems with electrical accessories, climate system, drive system, electric motor, and battery, and one owner watched their car refuse to exceed 26 miles per hour before entering what Volvo calls snail mode. Dealership technicians replaced the entire back end of the vehicle, and this happened on a car less than a month old. 6 months later, when the owner finally got their supposedly fixed vehicle back, the exact same problem occurred again, which means this buyer spent more time dealing with catastrophic failures than actually driving their brand-new luxury SUV. Snail mode serves as a safety feature designed to protect the vehicle's systems when something goes wrong, but experiencing it at 26 miles per hour on a vehicle less than a month old represents a catastrophic failure. The XC60 owner paid premium luxury pricing, somewhere in the range of $50,000 to $60,000, for a vehicle that required replacement of the entire back end within weeks of purchase. The fact that the problem recurred after 6 months of repair time suggests that either the dealership misdiagnosed the original problem, the replacement parts were also defective, or the vehicle has fundamental design flaws that can't be fixed with standard repairs. This owner's experience highlights a cruel irony. Luxury vehicles often have more complex systems that can fail in more expensive ways, and even premium brands can't guarantee reliability when plug-in hybrid technology goes wrong. The Chrysler Pacifica hybrid earns the title of least reliable minivan in the survey. Transmission issues, engine problems, in-car electronics failures, electrical accessory malfunctions, and plug-in hybrid-specific issues like charging failures and battery cooling problems all showed up in owner reports. Minivan buyers typically prioritize reliability and practicality for family transportation, so the Pacifica hybrid's poor showing hits, particularly hard for owners who expected dependable daily driving and got something else entirely. Families buying minivans often need their vehicles to work without drama. They're shuttling kids to school, running errands, taking road trips, and depending on their vehicle for daily life. When a Pacifica hybrid fails, it's not just an inconvenience for a single commuter, it disrupts entire family schedules. Parents arrange carpools, borrow vehicles from relatives, rent cars, and juggle logistics while their minivan sits at the dealership. The transmission problems reported by Pacifica owners are particularly concerning because transmission repairs or replacements rank among the most expensive fixes a vehicle can need, often running into thousands of dollars even with warranty coverage due to labor costs and downtime. A pattern emerges across all 5 vehicles, and it's not encouraging. Plug-in hybrids combine electric vehicle components with traditional engines, transmissions, and fuel systems, and when something goes wrong, it's rarely a single failure. Battery cooling systems fail and damage the battery, electric motors malfunction and cause stalling, hybrid control systems get confused and brick entire cars. Owners face extended repair times because dealership technicians struggle to diagnose problems in these complex dual-power systems, which means your vehicle disappears for weeks or months while someone tries to figure out which of the 2 powertrains is causing which problem. The diagnostic challenge facing dealership technicians deserves more explanation because it helps explain why repair times stretch so long. Traditional gas vehicles have systems that mechanics have understood for decades. Batteries, alternators, starters, fuel systems, and engines follow predictable failure patterns that experienced technicians can diagnose relatively quickly. Electric vehicles have fewer moving parts and different but still manageable diagnostic procedures. Plug-in hybrids force technicians to understand both systems and how they interact, and many dealerships simply haven't invested enough in training and equipment to handle these complex vehicles. When a PHEV fails in ways that involve the interaction between electric and gas systems, technicians often end up replacing parts one by one, hoping to isolate the problem, which extends repair times and sometimes fails to fix the underlying issue. Consumer Reports survey data puts numbers to what these owner experiences show. Plug-in hybrids experience about 80% more problems than traditional gas-powered vehicles, and that statistic represents real people dealing with vehicles that spend weeks or months at dealerships, multiple return visits for the same problems, and catastrophic failures in nearly new cars worth $40,000 or $50,000. The promise of electric efficiency with gas backup becomes the reality of dual systems that can both fail, often in ways that completely immobilize the vehicle and leave you calling for a tow truck. That 80% increase in problems represents a massive reliability gap. If traditional gas vehicles average 10 problems per 100 vehicles in a given year, plug-in hybrids would experience 18 problems per 100 vehicles. Those aren't small glitches either. These are the problems serious enough that owners reported them to Consumer Reports, which typically means problems that required dealer visits, affected vehicle functionality, or caused significant inconvenience. The survey methodology relies on Consumer Reports members reporting their experiences, so these results represent real-world ownership rather than controlled testing conditions. For anyone considering a plug-in hybrid, these results matter more than the sales brochure. The Ford Escape plug-in hybrid, Jeep Wrangler 4xe, Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe, Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid, and Chrysler Pacifica hybrid all sit at the bottom of reliability rankings in their categories for 2026. The technology promises efficiency and flexibility, but these 5 vehicles deliver frustration and downtime instead, and not all plug-in hybrids suffer from such poor reliability. Buyers shopping in these segments should research which models can actually deliver on the plug-in hybrid promise without leaving them stranded at home, waiting for a dealer to call back with bad news about parts availability. Potential buyers need to weigh the benefits of plug-in hybrid technology against these reliability risks. The fuel savings and emissions reductions that PHEVs offer can be substantial for drivers who charge regularly and use electric mode for most daily driving. Someone with a short commute who charges nightly might save hundreds of dollars monthly on fuel costs compared to a traditional gas vehicle. The tax incentives available for plug-in hybrids can also reduce the purchase price significantly. But those benefits evaporate quickly when your vehicle spends months at the dealership, when you're making car payments on a vehicle you can't drive, and when you're dealing with the stress and logistical nightmares that come with unreliable transportation. If you're set on buying a plug-in hybrid despite these reliability concerns, Consumer Reports recommends researching specific models thoroughly, reading owner forums to understand common problems, ensuring you have comprehensive warranty coverage, and considering extended warranties that specifically cover hybrid components. The standard factory warranty might not be enough given how expensive PHEV repairs can become. Some manufacturers offer longer warranties on hybrid components than on traditional powertrain parts, which at least provides some financial protection during the early ownership years, when these vehicles seem most likely to experience major failures. Hit that like button and subscribe for more honest automotive insights based on actual data.